What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It's time for a brand new video. Now, I was going to record this one, but there's just so much to talk about. And whoever joins me, I want to get your opinions too on things that are in the news cycle, things we're going to speak about today. There's a lot. This is going to be the preview for the Plymouth game. So get your score predictions in and team preferred lineups in and everything else that's going to be discussed in this video. I'm going to try and keep it under 30 minutes. Let's see how that goes. So before I get into it, though, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, drop your thoughts, comments, score predictions below. Big up to Nate, who's become a member of the channel. Thank you so much for that support, especially as we go into the Premier League era again. Let's do that again. And listen, big up to all members of the channel. The support goes a long way, and I appreciate all of you. Afternoon to you, Richard, man. Richard also said, keep Gio away from us. We're going to get into that for sure. Nathan saying, think I'm leaning towards a new manager, but FB White is saying Farke has to be given a chance, but understand if to make a change, can't afford to get it wrong. We're going to get into all of this. And Chris is saying, stay away from Gio. We will get into it, I promise you. Carl in the house, man. What's going on, Carl, man? I hope you're well. And look, end of season, because that's when everything comes alive. That's when everything comes alive in terms of content. We're going to get into things deeply like the squad and everything else. That will come on Monday. Connor's not available Sunday. I did want to get it out of the way so I can just put the championship in the rear view mirror, but he's not available Sunday. So we're going to do the show Monday. We're going to do the end of season review and obviously talk about future things there, whatever the conversation flows into. So the end of season review is then, and then buy, keep, sell, bench. That will probably be the next day. So next week, that's when we start going into transfer wish lists and things that we should do, things we shouldn't do. That's when the hot and heavy stuff comes. So I'm looking forward to getting into that, and I know a lot of you are too. And look, guys, I wish I could have got into it this week, but I just don't have the heart to do it, man. And listen, being on YouTube and having a heart, man, you can't do it, man. You got to be ruthless. But I wouldn't have felt good doing it before the season concluded. After the season concludes, that's when everything comes out, though. That's when you know who's going to be retained. That's when you know who's going to be here or who the club are going to try and move on. So, you know, that's when it's fair to do so. Let's try and secure the title this weekend. And we've got a very good chance of doing it against Plymouth, who are already relegated due to their horrendous goal difference. I mean, I thought they might have had a chance. I was looking at the points, said, why is everyone writing them off? I don't understand. Then you look at their minus goal difference and you're like, now I understand. Yeah, minus 36, man. Poor Plymouth, man. You listen, you guys did us a solid. So we're going to try not to humiliate you too much, but we want the title. And with all means, I think Burnley will win their game, right? So we want to win this game. What we're going to do, we're going to preview this first, man. What's going on, Robbie, man? Hope you're well. Yeah, exciting. It is exciting times, man. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. In contrast, my partner, who you know, she's a Sheffield United fan, she is dreading the playoffs. And I remember this last year with us, like, oh my God, please, Leeds, just do it. I know you incapable of winning the playoffs. Please do it. And then it doesn't happen. It's like, oh, it's the worst feeling, isn't it? It looks like the best feeling if you go up via the playoffs, but it is the absolute pits when you don't win. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Carl here saying here, table is looking good, add 3 points and the C at the side, and it will finish the season nicely. Absolutely. So let's get into the team news quickly. Yeah, let's get into that. Rothwell is set to be involved at Plymouth. He's going to be back for this one, which should be his last appearance at the club. Okay. Spoiler alert for keep sell bench. But yes, Rothwell should be involved at Plymouth. But James, Schmidt, and Firpo are doubts. So just leave him out, especially Dan James. Leave him out. We're going to need him fresh for the summer and the preseason. Keep Dan James around. Again, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm spoiling everything here. Schmidt, Firpo, doubt. Strauch and Chambers are obviously out. And there is a poll in the chat right now, and I've the way I've worded the last one, he stays, but there's a backup plan. It's just that for me, the noise is just too loud for Leeds United not to have been speaking to other candidates, whether it be for now or maybe 5 games into the season if it doesn't go right. So that's what that last option means. Yeah, shout out to you, Jasmine. I hope you're enjoying your holiday, man. Dave, he's saying, hi, KG, nice to see you today. My take on it is wait till this season is done, then sort it then. That's what will happen with a lot of things. But in regards to next season, Farke said, because we've had some internal promotions as well. I'm not really sure on how I feel about it. I'm actually quite comfortable with it because this recruitment team has done really well, even with the two that have left. They would have still been part of the recruitment plan and strategy. And by all means, you would think there that they get to dip into those guys' contacts because obviously Greta Steinson had a very, extended contact list and everything else like that. So I'm okay with it. It's not like the sexy name that you get from abroad or anything else like that. But then we've also had that. So for me, as long as they cast the net far and wide in terms of talent to recruit, I'm not reading into too much of this. Is it underwhelming? Sure, but is it the wrong option? We won't know until we see what we actually recruit in this summer. And by all means, guys, I saw a link to. I'm not even going to talk about it here because it wasn't real legit for me. I didn't see it from a real credible source. Sean Longstaff. That is just such a Leeds United link. It's just boring. He's not good at anything. He's okay at everything, but he's not good at any one thing in particular. There's not one thing you can name from Sean Longstaff that he's good at. And we've got to get away from that. And I just hope that they're not looking at that kind of player. They need to cast their net a bit further out. For me, we do need to obviously have homegrown talents as well, which I do have a couple. But Sean Longstaff and the amount of money that Newcastle would want for him, absolutely not. No. But with the recruitment team, I've got no issues with it, but we'll see how they do this summer and we'll judge it at the end of the transfer window. But Farke did say he has Farke on planning with Robbie Evans, Adam Underwood, and Alex Davis. Says there's been some initial meetings. We must get the structures, processes, and decisions right. I'm optimistic. I want to make sure we have become an established Premier League side, and we need a top-class summer. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah, we need to flex that Barcelona relationship. We'll speak about that in a bit. What a game. What a game, man. Robbie here saying recruiting championship players mean a one-way ticket back to the championship. Yeah, it's like I've said before, Robbie, and everything else. There used to be some absolute gems in this division. And I feel like the last few ones that have left were Michael Elise. There's no one in this division right now of that age anyway, where you think they can make it to the Premier League. There isn't. The only one that you say is Gus Harmer, but he's like 27. He's in the older bracket now. Not older, he's still in his prime. But what I'm saying is there aren't those talents where you go, Adam Wharton was probably the last one. I correct myself. All gone to Palace, by the way, and good old Crystal Palace. But the talent is not there. I said it on the match review for Bristol City, but the fact that we got Bristol City, who have got Naki Wells up front, challenging for a place in the Premier League, says everything you need to know about this horrible, horrible league. It's a poor league now. They've lost all the means of getting talent in. Those Premier League players that just can't make it. Teams don't have 8 million to spend anymore. The purse strings have been tightened since the worldwide shutdown, and it isn't the same anymore. So that's why you keep seeing the parachuted payments. Teams have more than likely get promoted every time because they're the only ones that can buy talent worth its weight in this division. Lewis saying here, no more ballers, just a product of modern football. It depends, Lewis, because there's still some juggernautes out there restoring the feeling. Yamin Yamal, Rafinha, as we know, Desiree Doué. Oh, there's still some out there, but what you don't want is that we don't want them to get them in anywhere near Pep. I love Pep, by the way, but the problem is because his way was so successful, everyone else thinks that's the way they need to go, and they don't have the players to do it. But I say it the other way as well. If Jurgen Klopp had come out on top a few more times over Pep Guardiola, we'd probably have more rock and roll football. People copy winners. And I understand it. It happens in ice hockey too. By the way, my team are looking for a new head coach, but that's a whole other story. Happens in all sports. Whatever way is successful, the majority will copy and say, well, that must be the blueprint. But the blueprint don't work for everybody. And that's what we've seen this season in the Premier League. Some of the games have been absolutely boring. So boring to watch. But listen, hopefully we change that when we go up, but not too exciting. All right. Okay. Not too exciting. Georgina, yeah, not for me, man, Chris. Nah, not for me. Carl saying here, would you take anyone from the relegated teams coming down? No. Not that I can think of. Ipswich, Rory Delap, his son Liam Delap, but I think that's going to probably be a long shot. I think Manchester United probably got their fingerprints all over that one. But other than that, no, not for me. I know that people are saying about Ndidi being 9 million. This isn't 2018 anymore. That's not the same Ndidi that was linked with Europe's top clubs a few years ago. This is a different version now. So no, for me, I think we need to go elsewhere, learn from their mistakes, and not copy them. So that's what I would do. Let's have a look here. I wish, Lewis. I wish. But look, so Farke there, he's talking about initial meetings. But like I said before, and I do want to get you guys' thoughts on this in the comments, because just the quotes and everything else that have been coming out in regards to Farke when we won the game, and Parag not taking the interview with Sky, then his speech today kind of thing, talking about stuff. Let me do things in order. Let me just get the rest of the team news out of the way. No definitive discussions yet re the futures of Firpo, Byram, Solomon, or Rothwell, which sounds about right. I mean, maybe they've had preliminary talks behind the scenes, but nothing in concrete. But guys, apart from one name on this list, we shouldn't be seeing any of these guys playing for Leeds United next season. Not what, except for Solomon. For me, they can't. These other three, like, nah. This is where you go, where you got. They've done brilliant for us in the Championship, or well in some instances, but they can't be in the Premier League. If we have an injury to a key player and our next game is against Newcastle away, and we have to draft one of these three in, you're already at a disadvantage. So listen, we'll get more news on that, of course, when the season ends. But the other thing that he obviously was spoke about, because it's not going away, people, and I've tried to avoid it until the end of the season. I have tried to avoid it, but the whispers are just too loud for me to not speak about it today. And it was brought up in the press conference today. Farke was asked about people that doubt his ability to keep Leeds in the Premier League, and he did have a longer speech than this, but Popey's summed it up with this. He hasn't got anything to say to them. I don't feel the need to defend myself. I don't want to come across arrogant. If someone is doubting or thinks I'm not the best manager for Leeds United, then so be it. I'm just convinced in what I want to do. And in addition to that, after or before the game against Bristol City, but he did say something along the lines of, guys, you don't have to worry about me, I'm going to be absolutely fine. Then you add that into Parag, granted Sky Sports an interview and then just withdrawing from it. Like, it doesn't help. And someone said to me as well, what use would it do if Parag comes out and backs Daniel Farke and then 5 games into the season and he sacks him? That's the whole point. Like, you can back him and say, this is our guy for the summer, just to stop all the outside noise that keeps on infiltrating the club's news cycles, and saying, no, Daniel Farke will be in charge at the start of the Premier League season. After that, you don't have to be non-committal, because if after 5 games it's not going well, you are well within your rights to go, well, it didn't work out and we've got somebody else in the door. So I'm not sure why people couldn't comprehend that, but it's all about just saying, this is our man. And I do wonder why they haven't come out and said it. And I always say, you don't have to reply to every news report, but when it comes from, first of all, the guy that 49ers have given information to before, in that Daily Mail guy, I can't remember his name now, Craig something, yeah? When it comes through that kind of channel, I think it's worth talking about. Now, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, who I remember as a brilliant player, I know he was recently Rangers manager. He was asked about it in yesterday's game, in terms of has Leeds United spoken to him, because he and who else has been linked as well recently? Roger Smith and Davide and Ancelotti. Yeah, those three. And these are just recent names, by the way. And this is what Van Bronckhorst said on the Champions League show yesterday. Yes, I read about it, but there's nothing going on at the moment. Are Leeds a nice club? Definitely. I'm enjoying life now, but I think it would be nice to get back on the pitch. Now, obviously, with Van Bronckhorst, he's got nothing to lose by throwing his name in the hat. He's out of work. So whether he, when he's going for someone's job already, like Daniel Farke's, he's got nothing to lose. He's out of work, and it's a Premier League job now. I just, the way he worded it in saying at the moment, as if to say, well, it's the season's not finished yet, but maybe it's just the way that he worded it as such in the moment of being asked that question. But he would have had to know that question would have been asked, by the way, on the show. But Giovanni Boncourse, and I know a few of you are saying it's a terrible appointment, but we was also linked with Thiago Motta last week as well, and this is the one that I was going to do a video on and say, wow, what a coup this would be. Thiago Motta, by the way, got sacked for failing at Juventus, and Juventus were fifth. That was almost like the David O'Leary thing of we're not where we should be, you're sacked. And Thiago Motta's done brilliant work at his other clubs. The reason why I'm bringing him up, by the way, and like when I mentioned Cesc Fabregas on another video, is that all these managers we've been linked with are flexible tactically. It's not a coincidence to me that that is the main thread of all the coaches I've seen us being linked with. They either play the 4-2-3-1 or transition to 4-3-3, or they can adapt, go 4-2-4. And there's just the main thread in all the coaches we've been linked with is that they are tactically flexible, which I'm afraid we've seen Farke isn't. And I just think there's got to be something in that. Am I mad? Am I mad? Am I going crazy here? But I just don't think there's just all this noise for no reason. I don't think there's any smoke without fire. Now, whether it means Farke's going to go in the summer or if Leeds United have a backup plan in case things don't work out, it's going to be very, very interested, man. Yeah, Knutson as well from Bodo Glint. Yeah, don't worry about the spelling, man. Yeah, he's another one that's been linked. Again, another one with different tactical setups, tactical plans for different games. It's not a coincidence, man. Lee saying here, I think he stays. Yeah. Let's have a look. Diggler here. Okay, yeah, Diggler. I remember you. Farke just needs some top signings. That is my opinion. If the 49ers back Farke, he'll do good for Leeds. We shall see. Yeah. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we, Diggler? We're going to find out if he is going to be the guy that will be backed with the signings. All that's going to happen are actions, right? All that's going to happen are actions. All this noise at the moment will go away eventually, but I feel like they could just knock it on the head. And Parag with the British, Sky Sports TV company, where you could have made a real statement there just to say all this noise is just unnecessary. Daniel Farke has done an amazing job for us this season, and he will carry us into the Premier League next season. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say, and we are committed to Daniel Farke no matter what. We're going to give him at least 15 games. You don't have to do all of that. You just have to say he will start the season, and then all of this goes away. But it keeps on happening day after day after day. It just seems new managers keep on getting linked to this post. Let's have a look here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course, we're all going to find out, man. It's just crazy for me how this has even come up, Diggler and everyone else. I'm very surprised. I'm very happy, by the way, though. I'm glad that it at least was a conversation, because that's always been my thing with the previous ownership. It was too happy family for me. And as you guys very well know, it didn't work. Everyone got along and everyone was enjoying each other. Oh yeah, we love each other. But it was just poor recruitment, poor players all around, just poor execution of ideas as well. And it just seems that we've got a different animal, different beast right now, because the 49ers are investors. So that is a bit different from just having a sole owner. And they've got to look after their investments. And I guess that's what it boils down to. And if they don't feel Farke is the man, well, we shall see, man. We shall see. And Sean here saying you got to be ruthless to be successful. It's true, man. Man, I mean, listen, on a so much of a smaller scale, people, myself on YouTube, I don't do myself nearly enough favors with some of the content I don't put out. But it all comes down to just what I'm comfortable with doing. But when you're at the top and when you want to reach for the absolute top, you won't cut any corners, man. You will do what is necessary, no matter whose nose it puts out a joint. And I even go back to Bill Foley. I know we keep harking back to this one, but just think of all the noise and all the people crying about Gary O'Neill having to leave Bournemouth. Bill Foley knew he needed a new manager, first of all, for a style of play, and also to attract a different kind of player. And that is exactly, if true, that's probably what the 49ers are looking for. Because I've got to say, people, apart from, say, a Buendia return, and he's a good bottom of the Premier League player, some of the ex-Daniel Farke players don't fill me with any excitement. Not anything that he could possibly attract. It doesn't excite me in the least. So it could be something like that too. But look, like we say, we shall see what happens. But Farke at the moment, what I will say with Daniel Farke is that he's handling this very, very well. Now, he obviously knows regardless, he's going to be paid off very sweetly. And also his stock is going to be up after getting hopefully 100-point season in the championship and promoted as champions. He should obviously, then go on and have another job. He will get another job, of course, if he is to leave. But he's handling this very well because I know me, man. No matter what criticism people have had of me, if I got 100 points and there's all this noise about my job, I'm not good at with poker faces, people. You know that if when I'm not enjoying something, I can't hide it. I'll be like, no, these mother, do Denzel Washington training day. I'm gonna get cases on all of y'all. You know what I mean? Ed here, though, and this is something I've echoed many times. If a player is not up to the standard, why would be let go? A player not up to standard would be let go. Why not the manager? Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's probably what they're looking at. And it could just be a thing where they're just vetting other candidates, seeing what they would do, seeing what they could do with potential signings and some of the squad that they would have to take with them. It could just be one of those, but at least they're doing their due diligence. That's what I would say. Sean saying Farke to Saudi. What I have seen, though, Sean, is that they put him in the Rangers job. Although I did see Marco Rose, who was another one linked with us, by the way, linked with Rangers too. So we shall see, man. We shall see. Shrew here saying no, and this is the other point as well. If it doesn't work for him, no top manager will come mid-season. And Shrew, we found that out ourselves. We was linked with who was we linked with? Was it Slot? Was it Slot? It was Slot we was linked with, and of course Iriola. And they wanted no parts of us in the position we were at that time. I think it was March time, wasn't it, when Jesse Marsh got sacked? They didn't want any parts of us. So that's why Leeds United have got to play this one and be absolutely sure that Daniel Farke is. There can't be any hesitation. If there is any doubt, just put him out of his misery. Put him out of his misery and then get the new appointment in so you can do the summer properly with the recruitment team. That's what I would say. But what else is there? Let me get that one off because that page is riddled with ads. Van Bronckhorst, done him. Lineup builder. Okay, with the team news, going back onto that. Get rid of Mata. Okay, team news then. Let's just do score predictions with the team available. I've got this as the lineup: Darlow, Bogle, Roden, Ampadu, Byram. Wouldn't start Rothwell. Maybe he comes on for Gruev or Tanaka later on in the game, but I'd keep them two together. I think Gruev has actually done really well since he's come in, especially in terms of his progressive passing, which I know it was a criticism level heavily that he just passed side to side. But I actually think he's been very progressive in the last few games. I mean, it hasn't been exactly hard, has it? We've been playing training matches in the last couple of games. But yeah, Gruev and Tanaka stay together. And of course, for me, with Dan James, keep him out of here, please. Ramazani on the right. It goes without saying. Solomon to keep his place on the left. Nanto, for me, I'd put him in the 10 again so we can have the Ramazani Nanto link up again. And Peru, get yourself your 20th goal, man, and let's go. Let's finish the season with 20. But yeah, this is the lineup I would go for on Saturday. And the score I'm going to go for, I think we're going to do this in style, people. I really do. So I'm going to go with a 4-0 win. I'm going to go with a 4-0 win. Let's go. Richard Heckenbottom will come. That's tremendous. Lee here saying 2-0 to Leeds. Yeah. Effie White going 4-1 also. Yeah. Annabelle, happy to see Ramazani. Shrew going 3-0 to Leeds. Diggler going 4-1 Leeds. Lee going for 3-0 Leeds. Carl going 6-0 win, 99 goals on 100 points. Annabelle going for 7-0. Hey, Gavin going 7-0 too. Hey, see, we're thinking it's party time then. Let's go. And Lee going 5-0. Yeah. So I think we're pretty unanimous with that. We're going to win the game, right? Let's do it. Just a quick report, and this kind of goes into the keep sell bench, but this report came from Spain. It's been reported all around the place. We know Real Betis did come in for Mateo Joseph in the January transfer window, but it looks like they're going to come in again. They were in talks in January with the Leeds United striker, and the signing would be around 13 to 50 million euros. So Matteo Joseph could be on the way out, and we've seen with his usage as well. You know, especially if the current manager is to stay, that it's more than likely he would possibly leave. And I mean, I said this, but what I would say is that price, it seems good now, but it would be one where you look back in a couple of years ago. Is that all we got for him? Because there's just so much more to come. And if you're judging it by just a one season as his first year in professional football, you're not looking at it right. He's got all the tools and in his arsenal to be better. And I do think with a coach that believes in him a little bit more, that he'll probably play with his shoulders not so heavy, and he can do well. My thing for them, my thing for with Mateo Joseph is I wouldn't sell him, man, but I would loan him out. But I don't think it's going to be our choice. I think with Mateo as well, I think he's made it pretty well known that he does feel at home back in Spain. That's where he feels comfortable. So my thing as well, again, spoiler alert, keep Sol bench. I was going to say I want him on loan to a La Liga team. People talking about loaning him to the Championship. I don't want him back in that league. I think that he could do some work in the Liga, especially with the way that they defend at times. So yeah, for me, Mateo Joseph, I would loan out and get his development up in La Liga and really see what he's about. But yeah, we'll see if this story has any legs in obviously in the coming weeks, days, weeks. But yeah, I just wouldn't be selling Mateo Joseph, man. I think it would be a big mistake to outright sell him if he's willing to stay and just get loaned out. Yeah, what say you? I mean, Diggler saying they must be saying take the money. Lewis was saying Joseph and Anthony Linkett will break the league. Yeah, Anthony's been cooking over there, man. This just shows you in it. Some players just don't fit the Premier League and fit European leagues. Just happens, doesn't it? Carl saying here, loan him, don't sell. Annabelle also saying loan him out. Lee also saying loan him out. Gavin here swapping with Yamal. I've got to say this, people. That's what I talk about when I say restore the feeling of Jugador football. Yamal was absolutely cooking last night. And people ask me what annoys me most about modern football. There's a lot of things, but the one thing that really sticks out in my head is wingers looking like they're going to do something, and then they stop and pass it back to the defense or midfield. Cannot stand that. Absolutely kills me to see it. And it happens a lot in the Premier League as well. But Yamal, he don't do that. He's going to dribble past 1, 2, 3, 4. He don't care who's there. He is just super uber talented, man. What a talent to watch. And he's worth watching Barcelona alone. And then you get Rafinha next to him. What Rafinha's done, by the way, it does still make you think, did this guy play for Leeds United? And he absolutely did. And I think he's like 1 goal involvement away from breaking Messi's record. Again, even though Rafinha, I love Rafinha, I put adjustments on it now just for the defenders of today. They are nowhere near even when Messi was playing, where you had like dogs like Bonucci and Materazzi and all these guys playing. It's a different time now, but that's still an outstanding achievement if he's to do it. And with the way Barcelona play and score, by the way, I think he will break it. But Rafinha leathered one yesterday. I mean, he hit that thing. There was fire coming off the ball. It went down as an own goal because it went off the back of the goalkeeper, but he hit that thing like it owed him rent. You know what I mean? But yeah, Rafinha, you mean Yamal just balling out. It keeps hope alive that football won't die into this robotic pass, just into this coma of what it's become. But yeah, just beautiful to see, man. Beautiful to be seen. Let's have a look here. Yeah, easy. Oh, just on Joseph again. Loan him out to La Liga. Has a high ceiling. We saw the talent against Chelsea. Absolutely, yeah. I'd loan him out. But I also understand from players' point of views that sometimes they don't want to be loaned out. They want a permanent home. So if he and his agent then decide the best thing for him is to be sold to La Liga, I respect his wishes, man, and I wish him nothing but the best, of course. But if you're going from a club side, loan him out, see what he can do in La Liga. And then this 13, 15 million will be chump change if you are having to sell him, especially if he attracts better teams over there and they're looking to buy him permanently. You know what I mean? For who knows if he does well. That's what I'm saying, man. His ifs and buts for me are more exciting. Whoa, his buts are exciting. His ifs and buts, his potential excites me more than certain other players that I think that we should be letting go. Lewis here, yeah, saying here we would have been back in the Championship way earlier if not for Rafinha. Yeah, and it's just crazy, isn't it? I looked at him playing with players like De Jong and all these guys, and it's like we surrounded this guy with absolute dirt, man. Expected him to be well, and I remember a period where the news about Barca coming in for him had got out, and people were saying, "Oh, look, he's not trying no more." I'm like, "What are you talking about? This guy is literally the only one that is getting us up the pitch." And people forget stuff like that. I don't forget that. He was the only one that was getting us up the pitch and making us look at a legitimate threat at times. And we surrounded him with absolute dirt at this club. And that's something, okay, we're going to have to, correct in the summer. But when we get our next Rafinha, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah. Chris is saying we watch every Barca game. It's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, they concede, Chris. It's fair to say. But that's the beauty of them, man. They are literally we may concede 3, but we're going to score 5, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? Lee, exactly. Is he still on long throws? I did laugh yesterday. There was a moment in the game where he looked like he was about to take the throw, and then the left back took it. I was like, Jesse Marsh wouldn't have allowed that. He wouldn't have allowed that, man. You would have taken that, Raf. But yeah, just wonderful just to see Rafinha ball out, man. And it's just so funny. I remember doing shows with Premier League fans and them talking about Rafinha saying, yeah, he's doing it for Leeds, but can he do it for Arsenal? Can he do it for Man United? I'm like, yeah, he can, right? He's a cut above. Just because he's in a relegated team, it doesn't mean he's a bad player. He's shining above everyone. Wasn't hard, but you could clearly see he could make the next step. And now look at him. He's in the conversation for Ballon d'Or for whatever that's worth. So yeah. Lewis here saying, if Jose comes, we sign the next Drogba. Don't speak 49ers, just pay. Yeah, again, people keep talking about Jose Mourinho. That one hasn't gone away. I've seen all the links and everything else like that. That name isn't going away either. So yeah, we will continue that after the season's finish, of course. But listen, people, is that all I've got? No, that is not all I've got. Just a little a funny one in case anyone hasn't seen it, but I often talk about the links between Tottenham and Leeds and the Spursy Leedsy thing. You know, just we clubs with very expectant fan bases, but often fall short at the final hurdle. Well, Tottenham have adapted marching in together, which our social media team have put the old Spider-Man meme and saying, marching in together, marching on together. Just continuing that Spursy Leedsy thing. But Spurs, we're going to need Solomon for a nice price. Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Gavin here, though, saying Jose would be a disaster and a distraction. Well, you know what, man? Oh, Lee asking here, would he really come to Leeds, Jose? He would, Lee. This is not prime Chelsea, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Jose, but even his latest version of Jose has been more successful than we've ever been, right? In the recent history, I should say that, by the way. And I know people are going to kill me for that one. But in the recent history, he still won the European Cup with Roma. Okay, Fenerbahce, I'm not sure what he's actually done there. I was keeping tabs, but then I stopped keeping tabs. I'll be honest, I haven't seen him since he kind of played with the Galatasaray manager's ear, and then the Galatasaray manager went down in a heap. I've lost track of Jose since then. But yeah, listen, he would be Leeds United and Jose Mourinho would be box office, man. It would be, but I'm trying to think on a more practical level in the way that football is played now. And like I said before, for me, my first choice, if you could get him, would be Cesc Fabregas. It's an easy one. It's a hard one to get because there's a lot of clubs after Cesc Fabregas, and he may even stay at Como. But Cesc Fabregas is literally like your modern day coach with recent memory of players playing. So he can attract that kind of player as well that go, that's Cesc Fabregas. Of course I want to play for Cesc. So yeah, I understand what people are saying, but I do love Jose, man, and he'll always be box office to me. But yeah, listen, let's have a look here. So that is it. That is it for the show. And I didn't go under half an hour, so I failed. Christo saying here on this, the worrying thing, there is exceptionally good managers and exceptionally bad managers linked. Yeah. That was the thing with Van Bronckhorst. It didn't move me like Thiago Motta. When I saw Thiago Motta, I was like, oh. And I did start recording the video, but then I went, nah, it's not right, man. It was like last week, and I went, nah, can't do it because it just didn't feel right. I just put it that way. It just didn't feel right, so I didn't do it. But Thiago Motta, oh my God, if you can get a Thiago Motta, that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade on Daniel Farke tenfold. Thiago Motta is he's an outstanding coach. And even the Juve legend, Zambrotta, people remember Zambrotta talking, fullbacks that killed on both sides. Even he said that it was a mistake for Juventus to let him go so early. It was his first year in the project. They should have given him more time. You would have thought Juventus were in 15th place or something, by the way. He was in 5th. You know what I mean? It's one of those but that's the expectations of a club like Juve, man. But yeah, so let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's it. I've got the match reaction video up, people. That is in one of these two corners, or will be when this video finishes. So the match reaction after Plymouth, if you want to join me after the game, speak about the result and hopefully a trophy in the cabinet. We'll speak about it then. But until then, people, like the video before you go. Helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out.